Unemployment and poverty is very common all over Africa. History has shown that economic development and the creation of jobs are not solely dependent on capital, skilled labor, and material resources. Workplace politics, for example, where people are jealous, hate one another, and are spiteful with one another, have destroyed many good businesses, workplaces, and societies over time. There are many examples of countries and businesses where workplace politics has hampered development, in spite of an intelligent population and lots of natural resources. The Christian Youth Development and Empowerment Program was started to give unemployed young people, first and foremost, the opportunity to learn to know and put in practice biblical principles that can help them to overcome challenges in their personal lives. For example, how to deal with jealousy so that they can work together in harmony with others, irrespective of their race, gender, gifts, and personality.
So BCC is a church organization that's doing missionary work, not only in South Africa but in many other African countries. And we believe, or we have a belief, that you can overcome things in your nature, like anger and jealousy and getting bitter and all these things that causing so much trouble both in family life and in society. So that's what we believe, and we work with people all over Africa with this gospel. And when working with these in these different places, we came across young people that are unemployed and idle and without a purpose in life. And so we started working with them, and that's where the whole program was initiated, to take these young people, spend some time with them, give them practical skills, and now with VUT's involvement, with a theoretical background, and on the other side, these soft skills that we do from a church viewpoint.
The Hippo Mundo Charity is a foundation which runs Christian and humanitarian programs not only in Africa, but worldwide. Their policy objective is to support the training of young people from poor countries and thus improve their chances to earn a meaningful living. Being the program owner and host, HMC has been instrumental in the inclusion of the one-year university course, which has been integrated into the CYDEP program. This is done in collaboration with its partners, Brunstad Christian Church South Africa and Upriver Developments, with VUT offering the university course.
So the CYDEP program lies us close at heart. It furthers our objectives, which is uplifting individuals within our faith community in Africa. And over many years we've been involved, and effectively when they are here we give them exposure to hard skills, soft skills, and most importantly around the principles of faith, and many of the individuals that travel here come for that purpose. But we realize that while a young person is here, in the back of their mind, they think, I'm going to travel home, and what am I going to do when I get back home? And that question has been on our heart, and that's why the formal training given by the VUT program really gives an individual now, when he travels home, evidence of a skill in small business and entrepreneurship.
Vaal University of Technology, through the Faculty of Management Sciences, made a decision to participate in this program because it gave us an opportunity to work with young adults and develop their lives. The information that we got initially was that they would be given the practical knowledge, but they did not have the theoretical knowledge. So as a university, we then decided to come in and provide the theory that is needed by these young people so that they know what it means to run a business, what it means to start a business, what it means to connect with customers.
Because of this program was unique in its nature, we had to see it succeed in all costs, and we had to make sure that we deliver on what we had promised.
We got attracted to the fact that there was an international dimension to this program, in the sense that it wasn't young people or young adults drawn from South Africa only, but the program involved young people drawn from various African countries.
So I saw that there's a need to expose you to more other types of industries that you can start businesses with.
When I came to the class, I was well informed that I'm going to the diversity class, students from different African countries. But I was happy because at least it's African countries. Though we've got some differences, maybe we do have some similarities there and there. And the way I was informed, I thought the level of students is too low, you know. But I like to engage with the students, greeting them, asking some few students to introduce themselves. That's where I realized that no, the level of students is not that low. In fact, when I started to lecture the first day, I didn't know the student. The second week, the fourth week, that's where I realized that, I've got even teachers in my class. I've got people who are well educated in my class. But of course, there were challenges where some students were too reserved. Some, they speak very low. I would probe questions in such a way that students, they started to come out. And then as time goes on, I saw that the students, they come to their senses. They started to open up, to participate.
It gave students the opportunity to engage at different level, to collaborate, and also to care for one another. As VT, we have the ethic of care. That was very evident, and it was just happening naturally within this program. And I could see that also the aspect of diversity and collegiality also was embracing the Ubuntu philosophy from the African perspective.
Yeah, we have a very positive experience with VUT. So these lecturers that came here, they are committed and they take it serious. And they respect the different ones and work with them no matter what level they are. They try to help them, try them to reach their goals. I think they fit perfectly with our understanding and our mind for the whole program. So we are very happy with VUT.
I've experienced a lot with the teachers. They are friendly and the English they use is understandable, and they try their best to make sure we understand what they are teaching us, and they bring out their time to explain, to make sure that everyone is in the same boat.
You know, the students that were in this program were really one of the kind. Because when I visited the center, every time I see them, they were very humble. And I could sense that even though there were diversity in terms of the countries that they come from, diversity in terms of the educational levels, that did not hinder the success of the program and also the participation in each of the modules that were presented there.
We believe that at the end of the day, after participating in this program, the young people would then go out there and make a difference, not only in their own lives, but they would also make a difference in their own countries.
This program is going to be implemented elsewhere in terms of the skills learned by the students in the African continent. And that shows that VUT is really strengthening that area. Like I said before, that the area of economic transformation in the African continent.
BCCSA provides the important spiritual component of the CYDEP, and young people are taught to respect other cultures and how to put Christian principles into practice in their daily lives, thereby fostering the ethic of service to others.
If you think of Bible study, it's studying of the Bible, and it's getting more knowledge and wisdom specifically for us of the main character in the Bible, which is Jesus.
They come from all over, they are young people, and the gospel is something really precious, and for them to grab hold of it and have a need for it is something very special to see.
If you see them in the beginning and how they are in their understanding is also at a different level, but soon it's actually quite nice to see how they catch on to it and how they begin to understand the Bible and the verses and the meaning of those verses.
Maybe if they don't understand it in the beginning, but over time I can see they are working with it, and especially if they do ask questions, it means they have an interest and they have an active role in wanting to take part of the Bible studies.
Which is actually great, because any person who asks a question, that answer that we try and supply them with helps everybody in the group.
Glorious light shines from heaven. Oh, blessed
They start understanding that this comes from the Bible, that it's actually a virtue of Jesus not to tell lies, that not to be lazy. And then you can see that in their work situations where that begins to have an influence, and they become better, more conscientious workers. And even spiritually, then when we come back week after week and they start partaking more in the session that we have with them.
Having interaction with people, I've experienced much, especially on gospel life. It differs from where I was before, because yes, it's gospel, it's about Bible, but here it's very different because now I saw people living it. It's not about just preaching it, but to live. So people around me, brothers and sisters, I've experienced much because now I saw how to live the word. Not just to read and meditate, but to live it.
You follow that?
Yes.
The most amazing thing is you get to know and to understand about Jesus, and how should you follow Jesus, and how should you live as a disciple. So if you have something that you want to ask, that is the most amazing time that you can have fellowship and ask, and you can get more to understand. And also it helps to change your life and to draw near to God and to know Him better.
During their time on the program, participants are integrated into local church life while also receiving practical training and work experience in various disciplines. Training areas include construction, IT and network installations, media and music production, hospitality, self-sustainable farming, sewing, housekeeping, and office administration and bookkeeping. Upriver Developments, together with other companies in the Vaal area, provide opportunities for participants to receive hands-on practical training. The primary goal is for participants to return to their home countries equipped with the ability to sustain and support themselves and their communities to a greater extent.
So it's important for the company to be involved with this as part of our mission, because Upriver is business as mission, so to fulfill our mission side of the company, we can place them with these companies where they can get real experience with qualified people. The young people brings a lot of energy, so although they're very raw and don't have a lot of experience, they bring a lot of energy. There's always a lot of joy around them, so that have a good impact on our regular employees. So that's something we saw, and then also just like I said, to experience the development of the young people, skills-wise, hard skills, soft skills. It gives quite a job satisfaction in seeing these people, young people growing.
I have received different kinds of training since I joined the program. I started with construction. I learned electricity, a little bit of plumbing, sealing, and tiling as well. So now I'm receiving training in the media. I know how to do photography, video production as well. I remember when I came to the media, it was not maybe something that I was used to do before, and that I was I have to say new. The people that they were giving me training, they were patient. They want me to know how stuff works, and for that I think that was really helpful for me.
So we have media participants that come here and they are not exposed to any sort of media environment before. This is the first time that they experience it. So we go out on live shoots, just as this one. And what's nice to see is that through this live training that we do, through this practical training, their skills develop shoot after shoot. The same with the animation. They learn how to rig characters, put characters together, and they can make characters move. And when you see that reaction in their faces, that they can actually do this, they can make characters move, and they are actually capable of doing this, it's really so good to see the joy in their faces when they see what they can accomplish.
So with the farm, many of the participants come from countries where it is normal that you have your own little small farm that you can live from, and that you can maybe sell a few things. So the farm is a little bit bigger scale of that, and then they can learn a few extra tips. And when they come, they're not always so sure or confident. During the year, you can see how they develop and they gain confidence, and they start to do things by themselves from their own initiative, and you can actually give them responsibility. So that development is very exciting to see.
Based on the research that I've done and the data that we have collected on the program for the last 5-6 years, it shows that this is a unique program in the sense that it combines hard skills or technical skills that the participants learn, as well as soft skills in terms of teamwork, integrity, empathy for each other, conflict resolution, and all those things. And based on that, with the skills that they gathered here in hard skills and in soft skills, when they take it back to their home countries, they start businesses, they get employment, and the program overall have increased the employability of the participants over the years.
Other elements are included to provide a varied and exciting weekly program for the participants, with choir practices, Bible studies, team building activities, fundraising initiatives, cultural excursions, and more.
I've been part of the Africa Choir for the past few years, and this year has definitely been my favorite, working together with this specific group. We've been able to learn a lot of new things, experiment with shorter songs, learning different techniques of singing, and I think for myself as learning how to teach music, and that has made it, I think, for myself a lot more fun. As a member from previous years, it's been difficult to get the group together and on stage and to keep quiet, but this year's group has been very diligent, quickly on stage, quiet, and they perform it brilliantly. I've had goosebumps both times they perform.
Wetu wanga o wetu
have learned a lot from the people around me because I can now interact with them and know their cultures and not to judge them from their color or from where their background or where they come from.
The program has impacted me to realize that at some point it's not all about me, but it's about the people that I live with. And living with people from different countries, I can't say it was an easy way, but we learned and we grew together.
And then when I came here, I've seen that the French, they care about other people, not only about themselves, and they think about other people. They also serve one another, not only waiting for someone to serve them. And I think it's a good opportunity for me to be here. And it's helping me a lot and still helping me to learn more.
About the people that they were giving us training, I'm also saying may God bless them because they have patience. You know, we came from different places, we have different understanding, but they have been patient to explain everything in a way that we can understand.